it stops, no one knows. We're going head into the unknown. Na, 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 na.
Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Criminality. Hello Delphi dummies, what's up? Danielle Marie, Terry, hey Dean, Love Gambler, Jen. Hi, Robin. I'm not prompt or early. I'm normally pretty prompt, but I don't even know what I was thinking today. I engaged in conversation on a social media platform. I don't know why I thought I could do it. I can't because people are fucking idiots. So then I got stuck in that rabbit hole of nonsense, and here I am. I don't know why I think that people can actually just be normal, but I don't know why. It's just weird. These people in this case are weird. Hi, Marissa. Hi, Snappy Dragon. What's up, Mal? Hi, Kaleidohope. Hey, Shaz. Susie Q. Jen. Journey takes a trip. Hey, Rebecca. Hi, Freeze Dry It. Sloopy. Sweet dude. All right, let me get back down here. Hold on. Oh, they're so weird. I just shouldn't even bother to engage. It is what it is. It is what it is. Hi, Steve. What's up, Mandy? Oh, shoot, pop up. What the heck? Why'd you come? Hi, Other Jen. Hi, Unindicted. Hey, Rochelle. Such silence about the recent attempted attack on 2 girls. We're going to talk about that a little bit, too. Yeah. So a couple of you guys actually sent me that article. So thank you for sending it to me. How nice is it? How nice it was the last episode, like in the beginning of calmly talking about the case. That's funny. The tide is turning due to wonderful people like Teresa Bob Sleuthi and others who are getting the word out. I live a few miles from Delphi, and people have changed their tune. Interesting, Carla. Thank you. Now, I think that the tune just needs to be let's actually follow what the evidence shows, but let's do it the right way with some due process. More of an attempt to get some weed. You have to remember, you are not the jackass whisperer. Oh, I need a sign that says that, because sometimes I forget. Hi, Kiki. Making tacos. Dina. Let's see. All right. Hi, ATS. Okay, so since I was in the middle of having this lovely conversation on the Reddit social media platform, I don't have any of the shit that I need pulled up. So you guys are just gonna have to bear with me while we get through pulling everything up too. But that's fine. We'll just chill for a minute. We'll hang out, and I don't know. So I'll tell you the backstory about this conversation I was just having, because I'll see what you guys think. Let's see what you guys think of it. Somebody posted. I don't do a lot of social media. I read a lot, but I don't actually interact as much as I would have like back in the day. I should back up this story a little bit. Let me just back up this story a little bit. I think I've told most of you guys that, my first bout of true crime on YouTube came from the Chris Watts case. And I spent a lot of time just arguing with people that were wrong. I know. So I did. I spent a lot of time just arguing with people that were wrong. And then I would be the person who would be like, I'm going to go and, I'll pull up the facts, and I'll give you the facts, and I'll pull it from the discovery, or I'll find the source and I'll give it to you. And I realized, this is such a waste of time, because people are going to believe what people want to believe regardless. And so the arguing was really just, it was a waste of my time. It didn't do anything. Not to mention that after I was kind of done covering the Watts case, some of those very people that I had argued with were people that I completely agreed with on different cases. So I was like, okay, now I just argued with all these people. So you know how we go through, like, you watch all these different creators, you have these different people, and it's like, we hate each other. I can't stand this person. And then like the next week, it's like, okay, we made it up. So now you guys should all be friends too. And then you're just like, what? What? So that was one of my main things when I started the channel, was that I was going to do my best. Now, when I say like to be nice to people, be kind, respect other people's opinions, I really do try to do that. I honestly, I try, but it's an effort. So I get when, this is also why I say, like, I get when people are so adamant and feel something so wholeheartedly that they can't let go, because I also felt that way. It was years ago, 2018. We're in 2024, 1960. I know people still think that Chris Watts is innocent. Yeah. I mean, so just think, if I had spent my entire time on YouTube just arguing with people who think that Chris Watts is innocent, I would still be doing that. I would still be, people don't believe, they want to believe that he's innocent. They think that's just what they believe. I don't know why my camera got all weird like that. So I would have spent 6 years just arguing with people online. And I feel like that's a lot of what has actually happened in the Delphi case. So this is what I say, like, I get it because I understand it, but it's an effort to not do that. So it's not like I'm like, oh, hey, I'm the sweetest pie. Like, no, I can be a bitch. And like, I tell you guys, if you ever go back and you find the conversations that I had prior, there's no doubt in the world that I was arguing with people. It's just how it is. So it's a everyday, don't do this kind of attitude. Like, you have to work at it. It's not just a thing. So anyway, this is where I'm at. So I just end up not engaging on social media platforms nearly as much, unless people are okay with the fact that I don't know, or, I'm not on a side here. I don't think that Richard Allen is innocent. He's innocent until proven guilty, but I don't think that he's not necessarily the right guy. But I'm also not sold that he is the right guy. And this pisses people off. They want me to pick a side. They've wanted me to pick a side for a long time. I get a lot of comments in my comment section about, you got to stop sitting on the fence. It's ridiculous. Like, you got to choose one or the other. And I'm like, but I can't. I can't do it just to make other people happy. Like, I just can't. It's until I have the feeling that I have a good understanding of what happened or how it went down, then I can't do it. So it kind of just is what it is. Hi, Kate. I know you're open to all opinions, but I seriously don't understand why you would allow certain people in here that have literally talked shit about you and been so. I know, Kate, and I appreciate that you defend me. You defend my honor. I get it. I really do. I do because I'm not going to follow these fucking people around to see what they have to say. I'm just not. Like, I'm a mom of 3. Like, I have shit going on in my life. I run out of time every single day, which is why I have 15,000 things that I want to do, and then I get like one of them done. I'm not going to follow them around to see what they have to say. So I really just don't give a shit. And here's the thing is, I don't really care if everybody likes me. Like, I know that that's like a big thing. It's like, you want people to like you. You don't want people to be mean. When people say really gross stuff, it's hurtful. And maybe I'm just kind of like, I've told you guys too before, like, there's a group of people who they make videos, they make fun of me, they talk about nasty things that they want to do to me, they make fun of my kids. I mean, they're fucking weird, and I don't give them any attention because they're fucking weird, and I don't want to be around people like that. So I'm not going to go follow around people to see what they have to say bad about me. Like, does that make sense? Like, that's just, I'm not going to waste my time doing it. You don't like me? Like, okay, great. Ooh. You know what I mean? Like, I sure as fuck am not going to spend my life trying to make every single person on social media happy. Ain't gonna happen. Who the fuck's got time for that? So anyway, back to this little conversation we were having. Yeah, it makes sense. You just nothing them. I know, right? I know, and yeah, they do. I know. It's fucking weird. Yeah, somebody's got an account with my kid's name on it and runs around making comments. Oh yeah, it's fucking weird. People are weird, dude. But if that's where I spend my life and I just sit there going like, this is everything I want to participate in, or this is where then I'd be fucking drama, and that's just not. I don't give a shit. People really, really want me to give a shit, and it's like it's really hard because I just don't, and I can't like pretend like I give a shit because I don't give a shit. So I don't know what to do. So anyway, so there's a video that comes out today, and it's not the first time that I've heard this rumor, but it hit me because we were having these conversations, we being me and you guys, having these conversations about doing a live that we're going to go over all of the just shit that we've heard throughout the years that we don't know where the hell we heard it or what the actual source is of it. Yeah, told you. You're either with us or against us. And I've said this from the beginning, Hard Candy. And then essentially I'm going to end up being against everybody if that's what it is, because I'm not with anybody. I like certain people, and sometimes those people don't like each other. And if that makes a problem for other people, that's not my problem. That's their problem. Like I said, I don't care. I'm going to like who I like. I'm going to talk to who I want to talk to. I'm going to do what the fuck I want. I'm 44 years old. I don't know. It's never going to change. So anyway, so this video comes out, like I said, and it's not the first time I'd heard it, but I was like, okay, this literally goes for exactly what we're talking about. It's just random shit that we've heard on the internet that we go, where the hell did we hear it? When did we hear it? Who is the actual source of the information? And so it struck me because I was like, hey, me and you guys were just talking about all of this. And the video is about that Richard Allen confessed to a healthcare worker at the Westville prison. Richard Allen confessed to a healthcare worker. I don't have any issue with the channel that made the video. Don't really even know who it is. It's because it's just a channel name. My issue was the person puts this video out, and it's just a statement like a fact. Richard Allen confessed to his healthcare provider, a healthcare worker at Westville prison, and said that he did it. Oh, whatever. I can't even tell you exactly. It was only like a minute long, but same difference. And I was like, well, where's any type of receipt there? Where's any type of proof? Like, we can just randomly just say shit that we want to say, and that's like totally okay. Okay. So somebody posted it on Reddit. Don't know who the person is that posted it, but apparently they don't like me. I don't know them, but they don't like me. So I'm like, okay, this is good. I guess this is going to be fun. So I just said, this is part of the issue with this case, is people in general just posting shit, just saying whatever the hell they want to say and making it a fact. That's it. Oh, they perma-banned. Did they really? Oh, jeez, I'll probably be banned too. I don't know. I don't, like, once again, I don't fucking care. That's childish to me. That's the epitome of not being able to have any other type of questions. Or having any type of opinion. So anyway, so I just said, like, hey, like, this is irresponsible. It's irresponsible for somebody to put out something like that without saying, hey, this is, you guys think this is possible? Or, the word on the street is, what do you think? No, nothing like that. It's like a source says this happened and that's how it is. It's fact. It's fact-based. So coming from somebody like me now who has a channel and talks about the case, and one of the reasons I really do try, and if another creator thinks that I'm putting something out that's not accurate and they can source where the accurate info is, I'm all for it. Because all I want is the actual real shit. That's the whole point of why I talk about it, is so I can figure out the real shit and we can move on. Once we have an actual source of the information, once we know what that source is fucking talking about, what do we need it for? We know we know where it came from. We know what it is. So this person says, I don't even know what I couldn't even, maybe I'll just read it to you. I'll just read it to you. Let's go back in here. I might be banned from this, but who knows? Some stupid shit. So I just said, here's what I said. I said, it's frustrating when so many people just say things as fact without having the burden of proof. This type of video is what causes so many of the rumors surrounding this case for all these years. It's irresponsible. Now, that's not against the OP, unless the OP happens to be, the OP is the original poster, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know. The OP, I don't know who that is. So unless the OP is actually the person who created the video, I don't know why they take any offense to that comment, right? That's a pretty basic comment. This is why I never post on Reddit. Yeah, I really shouldn't. Silky Southern Tea. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't do it really. I don't really do it. I don't even know why I did, but like I said, it hit me because I was like, this is literally what we've been talking about. And so, like I said, apparently this person doesn't like me. So that's okay. So their comment back to me, well, here's the thing. It's not only the defense and their acolytes who have information we observers don't have. The prosecution also has information that hasn't been shared with us. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? But okay. The prosecution also has information they hasn't shared with us. So if you're willing to entertain outlandish theories about a corrupt law enforcement, outlandish, by the way. I entertain outlandish theories. Outlandish. We're going to get there. About corrupt law enforcement and department and judiciary all acting in perfect lockstep to make a patsy out of poor Rick Allen. I'm like, one, I'm not convinced that Richard Allen's not the right guy. So I don't know. Maybe they're confused on who I am, but that's okay. So make a patsy out of poor Rick Allen, Ron Logan and his fishy alibi and bloodthirsty playing Vikings. You should be able to suspend disbelief about information that goes towards Allen's guilt rather than away from it. I'm like, okay, once again, all I said was there's no proof in it. There's nothing, there's no evidence that even points us that way. It's a random ass YouTube channel putting out a random ass video saying Richard Allen confessed to a healthcare worker. Where the fuck does that come from? Who said that? So, and if it's a source, then why the fuck are we just spreading it around without any type of information? Like, this is a problem for me. And this is a problem for me, not only because I care about the facts behind the case, because as an actual person who covers the Delphi case, do you have any fucking idea how many people are going to come in here and say, Richard, did you guys hear? Did you hear Richard Allen confessed to a healthcare worker at Westville? Oh my gosh, he has to be guilty. And I'm going to be like, where the fuck did you hear that? Where's the source? Sorry, I'm a little fired up. So as somebody who now has to deal with the thousands of comments that are going to come on social media pertaining to this one person who just thinks, I'll just say it, and that's what's going to happen, I now will constantly have to say, we don't know that. There's nothing that backs that up. We have no receipts that say that. And that doesn't mean that I don't like the person. I don't know who that fucking person is. So I'll keep going. Is it like the response is so like inappropriate to or not, or it does not align with what I said at all. I mean, it has nothing, the two don't go together. Okay, so we know that Allen was evaluated by healthcare professionals. This person's mom was apparently a healthcare professional, but I'm not gonna talk about that because that person's mom apparently had a ton of people confess to her. Now, we know Allen has confessed to his mother and wife and possibly the warden as well. Well, I've heard that he confessed to his wife and his mother. We don't know what the confession actually says or what he confessed to, but that's okay because he confessed. That's all it takes, which is fine. I'm fine with people that are on that side and believe he confessed it. I mean, that's all we need. That's all they need. That's fine. I have no disrespect for that. That's fine. People can believe that if that's what they want to do. We know Baldwin and Rosie do not want the state to receive Allen's mental health evaluations. Why not? Because it's a HIPAA violation. It's against the law. The same reason that Judge Gold said, no, Nikki, you can't have them. which would also be interesting if a healthcare worker, I mean, like the fucking janitor who happened to be in the medical facility that day. I mean, if it's a healthcare worker, they also just can't go around spreading shit all willy-nilly. And I know it has to do with their medical stuff, but if it's a mental evaluation, remember, this is what this person's talking about, is a mental evaluation by a healthcare worker. Different. Not just the, person confesses and they're here for physical kind of thing. Two different things. So, wouldn't an insanity defense be at least somewhat appealing? What the fuck does that have to do with anything that we're talking about? Don't spam the chat, and don't spam the chat about Frank Meister. Please don't. Please don't do that. I don't even know. Yeah, you're just like copying and pasting that. Don't do that. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm definitely not in the mood for it. So let me go back to it. So it says, it's not a stretch to assume that Alan also confessed during a mental health evaluation. It's also likely that while we are just hearing this, no, this isn't the first time we've heard this. This is just another person repeating shit without any actual facts behind it, but that's okay. It's also likely that while we are just hearing this, those actually close to the case with reliable sources already know this. Keep that in mind. Just because information regarding the likelihood of Alan's guilt is new to us doesn't make it immediately suspect. It says, I'll allow it, slams gavel. Fuck. How is that even a response to what I said? So I said, I will entertain something that is supported by evidence on either side, be it from the defense or the prosecution. That is not what this video is. The person just makes a claim in a YouTube video that has nothing to do with the prosecution or the defense. And if you are willing to entertain it, I said, if you are willing to entertain that, this person has inside information from a source close to the prosecution, then you are clearly stating that someone on that side is breaking a gag order. So which is it? So your cops that aren't corrupt, that are so by the book and have done everything right, but yet are leaking information that you've now just said that they're leaking information, and that's how this random ass YouTuber has it, but they're not corrupt and they're not the bad guys. Fuck off with that shit. I hope I get blocked. Fuck them. That's why I'm like, I don't have anything prepared because this is what ends up happening, because that has nothing to do with the response that I put in there of randomly saying, hey, just don't put out shit just to put out random shit. So me entertaining Odinism is me reading the defense memorandum, or me talking, or me talking about what the defense has to say, or me believing or trusting what they have to say over what the law enforcement agents or Nick McClellan has to say. All right. Why do I get the feeling that the person that's doing this is literally the person that's probably arguing with me on Reddit, because this is like the same fucking mentality. I don't care what Frank Meister did. I like Frank Meister. Get the fuck out. Get out. So stupid. Go away. Fuck out of here with that shit. Dox an 80-year-old woman. Well, if she cares that much, she'll get on here and talk about it. Fuck. So their response to me, like I said, this is, yeah, I mean, ironically, right? Well, here's the response to me. That's why, this is why it's funny. They say, I'm so happy for you. Now run along and make another vapid, insipid, simpering, unwatchable video where you kiss the asses of vicious online bullies while pretending what does it say? While pretending you're just trying to get along with everyone. No, there's some people I don't fucking like. And I'm going to tell you right now, after these stupid comments, I don't like this person. So I'm not trying to get along with everybody. So miss me with that. And so I said, would you like the link? I don't even know who that is. It's like, I'm like you're coming at me like we know each other. Like I've done something to you. I haven't done anything to you. I don't even know who you are. Oh, so whatever. Who said? I don't know. Some person on Reddit. I have no idea who they are. I asked if they wanted a link, but apparently they didn't. It's not. I'm like I said. Every day is when you block someone, they become disgruntled. That's just silly. But I didn't block them, Sleuth. I didn't block them. I don't even know who that is. It was on fucking Reddit, and all I was saying was like, if you're gonna put something out, either say it's a theory or say here's the receipt that actually makes it so. Like, okay, that's on Reddit. Yeah, concerning a video that was put out about the fact that Richard Allen confessed to a medical worker at Westville. But there was just nothing to it. Like I said, I don't know who the person is. I don't care. It had nothing to do with that. All it was about the fact that we've been talking about all the shit for 7 years, that we don't know where the hell it came from. We don't know what the source is, and that this is how shit just gets put out everywhere. And now we're sitting here talking about having a live to go over all the shit that's wrong. Oh my gosh. Tell me that's not the same person. I'm going to have to just go in here real quick. That is so immature. The maturity level, this is the Richard Allen is guilty. I mean, is that what it is? I don't know. That's just stupid. Hold on. I got to pull up my chat so I can just block these fucking idiots faster. And this is bad because I don't block people, but if people are just going to sit there and spam the chat with stupid shit. The only reason I'm saying like wouldn't surprise me if this is that actual person is because of what they're like, or they're kissing asses to something online bullies or whatever. No, I can tell you whose ass I'm not kissing. Yes, Mal. I just saw your message. I know you probably already took care of that. It's old, but I'm ready to start spilling what I fucking know about the leaks. Be ruthless. We got you. I don't want to go back to that, man, because that's, like I said, that's such a waste of time and it doesn't do any good. I want to find information and see what it fits with and where it goes. Like I said, for somebody to say like that I'm so sold on Richard Allen being like innocent, that's just so weird to me. I get that people are curious about how I don't trust Nick McClelland and I don't trust Judge Frangol. I don't necessarily believe everything that's being said. I'm also not sure how I feel about Baldwin. The only one that I actually am, and he's kind of cocky, but it is what it is Rosie. He's the only one that right now I feel like, what the fuck did he do wrong? Besides being paired with Baldwin. But that's a whole nother story. But that doesn't have anything to do with it. That doesn't have anything to do with just putting out random shit on the internet. And maybe it is a full moon because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I try to, because I have like two working theories. This is what I was going to say a minute ago. I have two working theories. The Richard Allen did it. And this is what like I said, I do research to try to figure that out. And we're actually, one of them today is One of the things we're going to talk about today was one of my theories that I was able to disprove myself on. So we're going to go over it now that I have an answer to my own theory. The other was, is the defense, or even potentially some of these other older suspects, do they fit? Are they viable to me? It's really just to me, and then talking through it with you guys. The reason I don't let it go is because I haven't come to a general conclusion of what I feel happened. And this is what I say, like with Chris Watts, I had to get to that point. I could not let that case go until I came to the idea of what I think happened. Now, do I know that's what happened? No. That's why I also don't just put videos out and say this is exactly how it happened, and now just because I said so, yay. I don't do that. It was for me. I came to the conclusion of what I feel happened based on the evidence and the research that I did for so long. That's it. Now, I was able to let that case go. Idaho 4, same thing. It wasn't obviously nearly as long, but once I got to, nope, I think they got the right guy. I think it's him. I don't think anybody else is involved. I'm good. I just kind of, I follow what's happening. I look at the documents. I read the documents, but I'm good. Like I don't need to dig. I don't need to research, because I'm not trying to prove anything to myself, if that makes sense. So we'll start off with this. Oh, hi, Sleuth Mom. I'm so sorry. I've totally ignored you guys in chat, and I shouldn't have done that. I apologize. Hi, Mama. We didn't even know a drop about the information. We don't even know a drop of the information in Idaho. Right. But for me, I'm comfortable. I feel good that they have the right person. So I'm like, okay. If something was to pop off, I'll put this in perspective. When they arrested Richard Allen, I was like, all right, they got him. We're good. Like I can just kind of keep up and like, let's go with it. But then when things started to happen, and then I was actually covering Idaho, and then the whole asking for cameras in the courtroom, and it was like, okay, I would keep up on Delphi, but it wasn't something I was digging in. I wasn't doing a bunch of research. And then that popped up, and I'm like, okay, that's intriguing. And then so it's like, you put a little bit, you get a little closer, and you're just like, let me pay a little bit more attention to that. Let me pay a little bit more attention to that. So then here I am. And now I'm like, well, shit, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's telling the damn truth anymore. Look, everybody's just lying. They're all still waiting on his official alibi according to court today, which is crazy. I haven't got to watch the court hearing from today yet. They're waiting on his official alibi. I thought that he was just driving around. So stupid. The PC in Idaho is way stronger. Yes. And there's also a lot more pieces, I think, that were clear. They had clarity. To me, anyway. And this is, once again, also why I say I get why other people already have that feeling. Because if you look at Idaho, there are people who are still questioning whether Brian Covert is the right guy, whether he's the only one that did it or not. And I can guarantee you, I will not sit here and make videos to try to prove to anybody on social media that he's the right guy. Not going to do it. And I think that I follow and listen more to people who are trying to figure it out. Is Richard Allen the only guy, even if they think he's guilty? Is it, is there something else to this? Does he have a connection over here? If it is just him, what's the motivation? Why did we do it? How did we get here? That stuff. All right. Well, hi to everybody that popped in. And I'm sorry that I just had to get the, don't convince us you're not. But I can be. That's what I'm saying. I can be. So I know the difference. I learned something new every day. Then again, I'm old and may have forgotten what I learned yesterday. That shit happens to me all the time. I'm like, I swear I already knew this information. Where the heck did I get it? And where did it go? I've never read a single PC in my life and thought, well, they're guilty. I just think, oh, that would be interesting if this goes to trial. I think more like, I think they got the right guy. I see where we're going. That's kind of where I'm at. Okay, so let's get started. So let's talk about this. And Sleuth, I hope you're actually still in here, because this is, ironically, I don't even know, we must have been like on the same wavelength at that time. We were talking about the accident from Kathy Allen's brother. So we were both kind of looking at it at the same time. I don't think we even knew the other one was looking at it, but then he happened to come up on the panel, and then he brought it up, and I'm like, that's literally what I'm like looking at. Yeah, we haven't started. Sorry. Hi, Jinx. We haven't started. We're 35 minutes in, and we haven't started. So anyway, so I was really intrigued with like what he was figuring out about it, and I think his theory behind it was different than mine. So I don't know if he's been able to like prove or disprove his own theory yet. But for me, one of the things that I was thinking was, if it's Richard Allen, we're going to go that route. If it's Richard Allen, this is Teresa's theory, okay? Teresa's criminalities. This is not fact. There's not a super source close to anybody who told me anything. This is just me. That if it's Richard Allen, what would his motive be? He's in his mid-40s, doesn't have any crimes under his belt. Just one day wakes up in the morning and says, or even for a couple months, is like, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to do something bad. Like, what motivation does he have? So I was like, let's try to figure out what would trigger him. Maybe there's a trigger because, they say like there's sometimes that, things will happen to a person that triggers them and brings them back to something prior. So I was like, what if he was triggered? What if something happened? And so I was like, okay, what were one of the big life events that had just happened? And his brother-in-law had passed away in a motorcycle accident. So I was like, wait a minute. What if this motorcycle accident wasn't just a single person? What if it wasn't just him who ran into something and passed away or got in this accident? What if there was somebody else involved in the accident, and that person that's involved is tied to any of these other people? Right? Like, what if they're tied to the Patties somehow? What if they're tied to to Abby somehow? What if they're tied to the bridge somehow? Because, once again, I'm not sold on anything, so I'm still trying to play all the different situations. My theory is something in this case is fucked up. Yeah. I have a hard time putting RA in with obvious killers like Anthony, Watts, Peterson. Oh, Steve, I love you. Don't hate me, but I'm not sold that Peterson got a fair trial. Now, Casey Anthony, fucker. That's where I'm at with that. All right, hold on. Have I even opened my drink? I did. Hi, Veronica. Oh, stay on track. I know, because you're going to get me down a whole Peterson thing, and then we're never going to get off here. And I actually have a time limit today because I got to take the middle child to gymnastics. But, okay. So where was I? Oh, the motorcycle. So I was like, okay, well, I've got to figure this out, right? I've got to start finding the information to either prove my theory right or prove my theory wrong. And so the first thing I needed to do was to figure out the accident, right? Well, that made it kind of hard because there was like nothing on the internet covering this guy's accident. There's like no articles. I couldn't find anything. We know that he passed away on September 27th, but it was from a prior accident. So he passed away from complications of a motorcycle accident that had already happened. Excuse me. I shouldn't have drank that Dr. Pepper. But I couldn't find any way to figure out where the hell, like, when was the accident? So anyway, so you got to keep digging. So ultimately, you get his death certificate, figure out the date of the accident. Then I go and I pull up the accident report, and immediately am able to debunk my theory of there is another person involved in the accident. She's a 17-year-old girl. At the time, she's not anymore. She was 17 at the time. Another accident, other person in the accident, not connected to anybody that I could find as of now. If it changes, I'll let you know. But I mean, all the research I did, I could not connect her to anybody. So I was like, all right. there goes my theory, right? So not the trigger necessarily is that he's going to go and get like revenge. You know, revenge isn't the thing. Let me see. In a different language, so spell check abandoned me. Just going. That's kind of funny, actually. I think RA led them down the hill to someone else. They came back later for the ritual. The other Odinists are threatening RA wife if he tells the truth. My opinion only. In the world of Ellie, disrobing and nudity of a victim is huge and totally different than revenge. Well, that's interesting. I'm trying to put that together. So I thought about that too. Female teen trigger. Hi, Caitlin. The only reason, so would be different than revenge, even if nothing was done. Like if there is no sexual anything to the crime, I struggle because it feels like they really wanted Libby to be like, I hate to say it like that, but like exposed. And then I guess for me, the revenge thing, because of they purposely, the blood was either put on her hands or left on her hands purposely. If, even if she touched her own neck and got the blood on her hands, it was left there. That whole saying about blood on your hands, like her blood is on your hands kind of thing, just made me go to revenge. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. And then the redressing, I know, but see, typically, and this is one of the stabbing itself can become the sexual penetration to the killer. My only confusion on that is there's not like multiple stab wounds on the girls. So many rabbit holes, Kelt. Hi, Kelt, by the way. Yes. See, I think RA is being railroaded. They need to have much more evidence to me to be convinced it's him. Did it upset me when Watts confessed? I would say yeah, it upset me when Watts confessed, but not like I was mad that he confessed, if that makes sense. I didn't believe him. I was like, he's finally going to tell the truth. But then I'm like, did he actually even tell the truth? That was more the upsetting part. I have no doubt that Chris Watts is guilty. So I wouldn't say I was upset about his confession. I was upset that I still wasn't sure he was telling the damn truth. And mostly because, at that time I was friends with, a couple members in his family, and he had told them something different. And then he had told Cheryl and Cato, who he was writing letters to, who wrote a book about him, told them something different. So. Hi, Oatha. I do what I won't. I know, that's probably why Ruckus and I do get along. Even if we don't agree on nothing in the case. It doesn't matter. Yeah, which confession? Yeah, that's another big thing. Yeah, Elvis confessed too. We can just keep going with all the confessions. Okay, so what I did figure out though in the researching of this was actually the ability to debunk something else that has been going around now for a little while. There has been some commentary that the bike that belonged to Kathy Allen's brother was given to Richard Allen, or Kathy Allen, and Richard Allen drove it. What I was able to actually prove was that bike was actually sold for scrap in October of 2016. So if there is a motorcycle, if Richard Allen has a motorcycle, if Richard Allen had a motorcycle, it is not the brother's motorcycle. Another person from Minneapolis confessed too to Delphi. Oh yeah. And what about there was somebody who called into like Greenow. There was somebody who was talking to like Sleuth Intuition, different people, all people that were confessing. Yeah. Oh, woohoo, thank you. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, so we don't just state things to state shit, let me find where I put it, because like I told you, I didn't pull anything up. I didn't have anything ready to go. That's a big rumor squelch. Right, so wait, the bike would have been messed up in the accident. Yes, it was. So this went from, I'm excited only because I've been called a liar about that. I don't see. Okay, so this goes from finding his death certificate to getting the accident report to taking the VIN number from the accident report, researching the motorcycle, and then finding out that the motorcycle was scrapped. So the motorcycle was then sold again, and I don't know off the top of my head, I want to say September of 2017 from the scrapyard to somebody for a rebuild, and then the person who rebuilt it sold it to somebody else. My date, my month might be off there, FYI, but I'm going to pull it up for you guys anyway. So, hi, Charmaine. So just an FYI, if there is a motorcycle, it is not this motorcycle. Let me see if this is the right one. Okay, this is the accident report. I'm going to show part of it. I did, like I said, I didn't get to go in and redact it, and I'm not going to show her name. Even though she is an adult now, I'm not going to do it. I'm sure that was probably very traumatic for her, and she's already had to. I cannot find. Alley Cat. Alley Cat, you and I go way back though. We know some shits and about some shits. The video today about 24-year-old luring. Yes, so I have that article. I was going to talk about that, and then hopefully we still are. Like I said, we're on a time crunch today, but here I am just talking all willy-nilly. So the accident report. Let me pull. Let's get rid of that. I didn't share sound. Hopefully I don't have anything to actually share sound with. Okay, so the accident, which I know that Sleuth Intuition, like I said, I don't know if he's still here or not, but I know he's talked about this on his channel. The accident was actually here on Airport Road. So let me show you. I'll back out a little bit. Her brother lived in this area right here. Okay. He worked in this area right here. Ironically, hey Francis, the search for the Wabash River search that went on in August, September was taking place right here in the Wabash River. So if we go down here and then on Airport Road, so he goes on Airport Road, the young lady is coming off of Terrace right here. There's a stop sign. He's coming this way on his motorcycle. She goes to turn left and he hits her car. He wasn't wearing a helmet. And I know that you have to wear a helmet. In California it is, and I just wish it was everywhere. So he ends up being airlifted to the hospital and passes away a few days later. Unfortunate. Very, 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 very unfortunate. That's why I said I'm not going to show anything about her. But so what it does show, though, is the VIN number to his motorcycle. It's a 1993 white Yamaha F6R. If this crash trigger theory ends up being irrelevant, it is sad that this man's death has been dragged up again for his family. Right. Well, do a survey, T. What do you want me to do a survey on? What do you want me to do a poll on? Have we seen enough evidence to get a conviction? All right, I'll do one. I always feel like it's a little bit more biased because I feel like if that poll was done in a chat that is absolutely pro Richard Allen is guilty, then it would be 99%. If it was done in a chat that's pro Richard, very pro Richard Allen is innocent, then it's going to be nothing. And if it's done here, it normally ends up about 70, 30, 80, 20. So I think it's just because that's the type of, people who are listening to our streams. Okay, so the only reason the only reason I'm even bringing this up now, because I debunked my own theory. I was good. I was like, wait, my theory's done. The whole revenge doesn't add up. So I was like, this is irrelevant, right? Well, then the whole thing comes out about that the motorcycle was owned by the motorcycle he owned was given to Kathy and Richard, and that's the motorcycle that was used at the crime scene or to come back to the crime scene. So now I'm like, okay, here we are. I've got it now. Now that I have this, I'm like, how do I not bring it out? Otherwise, it wouldn't have been worth anything, in my opinion, because it didn't go with what I was. It debunked my own theory. They had the law and got rid of it. Okay, I'll do it. Right, we aren't brainwashed. Yeah, I think everybody here is a little bit more open-minded. Like some are like, yeah, no, maybe he did it, maybe didn't do it alone, maybe he did it alone, maybe he didn't do it at all. So anyway, so it's a 1993 white Yamaha F6R motorcycle. It has the VIN number. So take the VIN number, pull up the VIN number, and let me find the next report. Did I save that one? Give me a second. I don't want that. I want the salvage records. Okay, so my month, like I said, I thought my month was wrong. It was. Shit, hold on. I want to have the damn report so I can show it to you. And this is not giving it to me, and I can't really share this without sharing a bunch of other information. So just give me 1 second. Let me find it. See if I can do it this way. This is why arguing with people on Reddit is a waste of time, because this is what I should have been spending my time doing, was actually getting this stuff ready to show you guys. Here we go. This should work. The salvage reports 10/19/2016, reported by Junkin Salvage. Can you guys can't see that? So dun dun dun. Here we go. So that's the historical mileage. Here we go. So salvage damage 12/20/2016. It was sold again on 9/26/2017 to be rebuilt. Can you guys see that now? Does you need it bigger? So 10/19/2016, it was reported as salvaged, based on the VIN number of the motorcycle, which I'll show you the motorcycle. Maybe I'll show you the motorcycle. It's not the exact motorcycle. Yeah, I can do that. Let me see if I can pull it up. That's the next part. That's the motorcycle. Who did the Allens get the bike from first? So the bike was actually John Walker's bike. It's her brother's bike. Erskine said he saw them but had to find someone with a walkie-talkie. Oh yeah, I watched that. I don't know how I felt about it. I thought it was going to be a good video, and then by the end I was like, I don't know what I just watched. Michigan here, no helmet has not saved lives, but if you want to get on a crotch bullet and not protect yourself, damn, not sure of the answer there. Yeah. So there you go. It was his bike. He got in a crash in September of 2016. Bike was salvaged via the VIN number. It was salvaged in 10/2016. It was resold in September of 2017 for it to be rebuilt. Sorry, bike is a non-story. That's it. That's all there is. So that was me just showing you guys that that's it. That's all there is to it. Non-story. Yeah, we're done with the bike. I don't know if Richard Allen has another bike. I cannot find, and if anybody is able to find, I will absolutely readily admit, I cannot find Richard Allen or Kathy Allen ever owning a bike. So somebody, just tell me where to find it. Hi, gang. What's it? What are you taking in? Hey, Joe, one thing I find extremely irritating as someone who has lived here for the majority of my life is when people try to tell me I have zero clue about RLE, local and state government. Oh, yeah, I know. I think Fort Pitts probably shares your frustration with that. I live in Arizona, and there are no helmet laws. It's my decision. I'll wear one when I feel it's appropriate, not to cruise around the desert. Should always assume cars don't see you or care. I know, it's just, I don't know. It's so scary. The bike has a little gambler. I know, that was my whole point, was that I didn't think the bike hasn't. I thought maybe it did, realized now it doesn't, showing you guys how to debunk your own theory and move on. Gary Busey didn't wear a helmet. That's good enough for me. The thing is Gary Busey, I don't know if he was okay. Hi, Boston. Okay, so there's that. Now, if there's anything more to it, like I said, well, somebody show me that Richard Allen owned a motorcycle or Kathy Allen. As of right now, that motorcycle is not John Walker's motorcycle. No one knows anything about this Richard Allen. I know. It's kind of weird. And so that actually throws me into the Richard Allen. If Richard Allen is the right guy, Richard Allen did it alone. That's where I go with that. Because I just feel like he didn't really have any really good friends. I don't think he had anybody who's going to be okay going and killing for him or with him or keeping their mouth shut for him. I just don't see him having friendships like that. I mean, he hung out with his wife, raised his daughter, and played pool like 4 nights a week. I do wonder why they removed the motorcycle cover when they searched his house. Me too. And I'm not saying I cannot debunk the whole commentary about this tire mark on a tire mark with that. I don't have any of that. I can't debunk it. But there's no source behind it, so that enough is it is what it is. We can either try to prove it right, we can try to prove it wrong. That's where I'm at with it. I've heard his ex-neighbors talking about what a good guy he was, how nice he was, how if his kids needed help, they would send the kids to the house. I heard the one girl from the Lafayette Walmart said that he was creepy and he was, whatever. I don't remember exactly what she said, so I don't want to try to quote her. But that he was creepy and like he hit on her. Then like she was trying to say it, so he got transferred because of it, but that doesn't make any sense because they didn't just transfer him, they promoted him. So he got transferred because he got promoted. They're not going to go around promoting somebody who just got a sexual harassment claim against them. So I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. I wish we knew the evidence so we didn't have to guess them. Yeah, me too. It would be so much easier that way. And just think, we could have already been at trial. We would have been done with trial. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about is the military thing. This is Richard Allen's military. I'll talk to you guys a little bit about this on the last stream. Hold on real quick, you guys. I'm a little gambler. You're not disrespectful. I knew exactly what you meant. Like in general, in life, not Teresa. I knew what you were talking about. I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, so Richard Allen, I gotta pull up my notes for this one too. Richard Allen graduated high school, was born in 1972, graduated high school in 1989, joined the military. He was in the military until December of 1998. Gary Busey is Point Break. That's what I'll say Gary Busey is. Did they look for a motorcycle cover or did they find one before knowing to look for it? I don't. They found it during the search. They took it during the search of his house. Why they took it, what they did with it, what was found on it, I have no clue. Sorry, RA came back at night on a motorcycle. And you very well might be right, Jamal, but all I'm saying is it's not that motorcycle. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Not that motorcycle. Oh, that's definitely not happening. You're saying no. Sorry, RA did not come back. Either way, I'm just saying it's not that motorcycle. Hi, all eyes on Delphi. Okay, so he joined the military in 1989. He got married in 1991. And in 1991, he requested to go to on reserve duty. So he was active military from 89 to 91. I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. And then he remained as a reserve. I think that's like and I am not 100% military type of person. So I had to talk to some folk some friends of mine who are retired military to tell me some of the codes and what some of the stuff means. I'm not going to lie. I had to research. So from 89 to 91, he was active. He retired or left in, I don't know where the 30 days came from. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. Who said it was only 30 days? I don't know. This is his. I'm going to show you how this is his information also. He retired as, or I don't know if you call it retired. When he left, he was a Sergeant E5. There was no motorcycle stuff was listed on the search warrant. Yeah, reserves is like part-time. So that's what he did. And that's when he got a job and he was working, and then he was also doing the military stuff. Oh no, 1960. Okay, go get some rest. Okay, Dean. Hi, Miranda. Yeah, like the Weekend Warriors. So he was both. So I'll show you guys that. So this is what the retirement points history is. This I've had for a little while. I don't even know where the hell I got it from or how I got it. And so I didn't know that this wasn't something that was out there. This isn't a retirement statement. It's just a calculation of his points towards a potential retirement. Thank you, gang. That's why I said I'm going to just tell you guys what I know about it, and you guys can help me out if there's things that I need help with. So absolutely, I'll take it. That's why I'm like, I don't know if you call it retirement. It's the points. It's the it's a retirement points history statement for the Army National Guard. So this just shows from 12/5 of 1989 until 12/4 of 1998. Okay. Now, there's these other forms. Let me put this over here real quick so I can just make sure, because once again, like I said, I did not go through and take everything out. I just want to make sure that I'm not showing anything that I shouldn't. Well, the first thing I want to show you, I'll show you the signature. That's the first thing I'll show you, actually. So we can talk about that. Make it a little bit bigger. You get these at the end of each year. You're in the reserves or the guard. If you get enough points after several decades, you get a monthly prorated retirement. So it's a retirement points sheet. Okay, so then I'll show you a comparison of, let me see if I have this one up. This is, get rid of that. This is Richard Allen's letter to the judge. You guys can see that. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Richard Allen's letter to the judge. Richard M. Allen. Oh, let me get rid of the comment so you guys can. Hi, Thistle. Good to see you. Hi, Prof. Prof. Wannabe. I heard somewhere Ari's wife cut up the cover to make a wreath for her brother's grave. I guess police figured cover may have been cut up to remove possible trace evidence and cease to test. That's interesting. I don't know that. This is his DD-214. This is his active service report. Right. Okay. That one I do know. Okay, so I just want to show you guys the signature. So here's Richard M. Allen, signature, Richard M. Allen, signature. This is, like Gang just said, DD form 214. This is his certificate of release or discharge from active duty. This is actually in here a couple of times. Let me find the better copy. I didn't block out the address, but this is his nearest relative is his dad, his adopted dad, right here. So this is his paperwork. I know people were like, you got to make sure that this stuff matches. So I just want to show you guys. This is his paperwork. So this is his certificate of release of discharge from active duty. At the time that he was released, he was a private second class. Pay grade was an E2, his birth date. And then you can see here his decorations, medals, badges, citations, and campaign ribbons. He was, it's so hard to read. He in 98, Lambert. So in 91, he went from active to reserve. So he joined in 89, 91, he goes from active to reserve, and then he leaves entirely in 98. So sharpshooter, hand grenade expert, Army service ribbon. He was indirect infantryman. I can't, like I said, that some of it's really hard to see on there. Since he was in the Guard, he had a DD 214 for his official training dates. They consider the end of your training your EOS, end of active service. Thanks, Lily. Okay, so then he has, let me just bring this back over here real quick again. I said there's other info on here that I don't necessarily know if I should put out or not. So I just want to find the end one, which is the NGB 23. This one. Okay. So he shot mortars and was a general rifleman too. No, his sister wasn't. So I think his dad moved away. His stepdad just adopted him. I don't think he had a good relationship with his actual dad. So his mom remarried, and then they had a kid together. No, the stepdad is the sister's dad, from my understanding. Okay, so then this is the report of separation. Hey, Nursey-kins, thank you for joining. The report of separation and record of service. So here he is. This is from, his enrollment, or his date of enlistment is 12/5/89. His date of his last rank, the last promotion, I guess you'd say, is 5/17/94. And then his separation and record of service is done on 12/4/98. Oh, is she, Shelly? Okay, I'll go back and double check that then. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So he was active until he was active duty, or considered national. He was considered active until 91, and then changes and leaves the National Guard completely in 98. So I was just wanted to show you guys that he was in the military. I mean, he was Army National Guard. This is the National Guard's version of a DD 214. So 12/4/98. So essentially he was in from 12/5/89 until 12/4/98. So he was an E5 after 9 years in reserves. Yep, Sergeant E5. He did not deploy. Nothing on here shows anything about him being deployed to anywhere. Just FYI. Let me see. What is Michael here? Are you responding to him? Let me see. I was reading, so I missed some comments. Let me go. I'm just scrolling up. BG OG. What's up, BG OG? Thank you, Sarah. It's okay. Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. I think I answered that one, but I'll answer it again just in case. 12/4 of 98 was his military end date. It doesn't look like he had any other periods of service during his National Guard time. Nope, it doesn't. I agree. He was in the National Guard. What's he got in box 15? This is a bunch of codes. You guys will probably know these codes more than I do. So you can see them, but I don't know exactly what they all are. So Travis, can you see it okay? Shoot. Well, so he got married in 91 and his daughter was born in 94. Okay, I'll check my email. Love to hunt. Thank you. Helen, it doesn't necessarily, except for what kind of training he had, what he would know, potentials of a type of, some type of PTSD. What did he have? And then also the fact that when I asked about it, there seemed to not be a basic, not a basic, but what do you, my brain is just not working. Like a general consensus of how long he was actually in and what he actually did. So I thought, let's just put it out and then people can see how long he was actually in and what he actually did. So there isn't like somebody had mentioned like 30 days. I don't remember who mentioned it, but he had to have a step stool. The National Guard doesn't, but when he was Army, he was active. He was active duty for 89 to 91. Yeah, box 15 is but I don't know what the codes are. Like ASR, I don't know what that means. I did not go through and look up all these codes. That's okay, Alley Cat. Just because you're wrong, don't make it not true. Yeah, he was a Sergeant E5. So comfortable with guns, using guns. And so then my understanding too is that in Peru, Indiana, and somebody here correct me if this is inaccurate, is that that's an armory in Peru. He was active duty during his National Guard training in the Army. Yes, for the 2 years. He was a leader of a mortar platoon. What is the full name of the searcher Logan referred to as Patrick Brown? Pat Brown? Pat, I don't know if it's Patrick. It's Pat Brown. That's how I know him. Army Service Medal is ASM. ARCOM is an Army Commendation Medal. National Guard in Peru. So that looks like where he was. He was in Peru. The Air Force Base is in Peru, but he wouldn't have been there, I don't think. Like I said, I don't know all the things about the military. I had to ask questions. So I'm giving it to you guys. The one thing I wanted to know, honestly, was would he have known Brad Holder or Patrick Westfall? That was my biggest question. Yes, look at my comment above. Okay, I'm going gang. I saw that one. There you go. He was a Sarge. ARCAMs can be a prestigious award. It depends on how he was involved in whatever got the award. Armories are always guard. Ron Logan was in the Navy. I don't know if somebody was asking that, but I see somebody talking about the Navy. Ron Logan was in the Navy. Sarah, you went to the same high school as Keegan. Was Keegan? I mean, did you go at the same time or just the same high school? So that award can be individual or a team thing. There is a National Guard base in Peru. Yeah, so it tells you like the one that's it says the station or installation at which is affected, and it's in Peru. So, oh, you graduated in 04. Was PB's truck there blocked in or because he lost keys? I've heard both. I have heard both, which we go to when we go into our misinformation stuff, we can talk about that. My understanding of that situation is that he was out there and then he got blocked in, and then when they told him to come and move it, he couldn't find his keys, and so his wife had to or said, hey, he can't find his keys or he'll be there when he finds his keys, something like that. I I I believe, unless you guys have a source for something different, that the keys lost at the crime scene was debunked. He did not actually lose his keys there. Gonna love the misinformation stuff. That's gonna be a fucking headache, probably. Okay, so does this help? I don't know if this helps anything, but at least like I said, at least it's out there. I do have Brad's and I do have Patrick's. I'm not going to show theirs right now, and not because I'm like trying to gatekeep it, but just I don't know how comfortable I am with that because I mean, that's their stuff. But what I will tell you is that Brad was in for 15 years. He enrolled in 95. He's actually the same age as Richard Allen, which I thought was weird. For some reason in my brain, I thought he was closer to Patrick Westfall's age, but he's not. Okay, so that's what I was asking the other day, Sleuthy, because I know that Fiend had tweeted the retirement one, but I didn't know about the actual documents. And so I was trying to find that, but then like I said, I got sidetracked on a lot of stuff. So I never went back. OMNIG. How do you say it? Omnigod? Omnigod? Would that be correct? Is that what that is? The social security number isn't what I matched. I matched his signature, and his emergency contact is his adopted dad with that address. So what was I saying? Oh, so Brad was in for 15 years and he joined in 95. He was deployed and he was stationed at a base in Moscow, Indiana. And then Patrick did not actually go in until let me see, 2005. And he was in for 4 years, and I believe he was medically discharged. So it kind of corroborated what he said on Patrick Westfall's. So, like I said, I don't know if those are out there. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. So that's more of a personal thing, not because I'm like trying to hide the info. But Brad's still sus as fuck, and he'll continue to be for me until some stuff gets worked out. I don't disagree. Ooh, Steve. It's a great question. What if the cat carried the bullet to the crime scene? So, but Brad and Patrick were deployed together, so it makes sense how they knew each other. Yeah, it was dog hair then. And I don't know. I don't know about that whole cat thing. Just come on, somebody tell me that would not have been in any of the court documents that we've read. The cat hair. I know that the Daily Mail put out an article about it, and now we obviously know that Nancy Grace talked about it the other day. I have no idea where that comes from. That's another one. Where did that even start? We know that they talk about animal hair in Ron Logan's search warrant. I just can't imagine they wouldn't be like, we found his dead cat's hair on the girls. Yeah, just a rumor. Okay, so let's go to just the rumors. I think there was always a rumor about animal hair even before anybody even had the Ron Logan the Ron Logan search warrant. There was always rumors about animal hair. But the problem at that time was Ron Logan had dogs. Ron Logan had horses. A sample of the cat hair, the cat itself, if collected from the property, would have been in the search warrant return. That we dug up the backyard and removed the cat. Ugh. Oh, no wonder I couldn't find that stupid report. It's over here on this screen. Sons of bitches. The cat did not have a solid alibi. And now the cat's dead. So we're never going to know. We're never going to know what happened. They did dig up something in his yard. That was like the fire pit. You know, the other thing is, and I think that they probably would have checked that too, but Becky Patty had just gotten a new puppy not that long before. And that's what she talks about, like the girls were playing with the puppy before they left. So I would think that would probably have been an easy check. I don't know when they would have checked it. When we talk about Ron Logan's search warrant, like if they would have checked to see if that animal hair had matched the puppy. Well, cats lie. Sleuthy. I don't know if you've heard that, but cats lie. Just saying. Okay, let me bring this back up. So this should be an interesting part. We've got, a little less than an hour to go through just some random ass shit that we've heard. Okay, so I started my list already, just a couple questions that I had, and then I already had a couple people send me a couple links to try to source. So this list is literally just our list, and then anybody who's watching on the replay, if you have stuff that you want to add to it or you have answers to any of these things, put it in the comment section. So right now, from this moment forward, we're going to be discussing just the shit that we've heard over the last 7 years that we have no idea where it came from, what the source of it is, if it's true or not true, and then collectively, because I mean, shit, we got some of the best sleuths, you know, on the internet watching, we can probably figure out if this is true or not, where it came from, and some of you guys might be like, nope, I know exactly where that is. Like I said, so one of the things I had brought up when I talked about this live was the phone. Did Becky Patty say at one time that she had given a work phone to Libby to use? So why can I not find what I want? Let me find that interview. So somebody said, look at this interview. So we're going to do that. Now I just have to find the interview. They said it's the Delphi Daughters, The Untold Story. I do have the screenshots where they talk about that they they factory reset her phone. I think it was a week prior. The cat was black, my king of kings. It was a black cat. Hi, Jane. You heard this recently? Okay. They talk about cell phones in the Lost documentary, too. The cat pled the fifth. Cat's like, it wasn't me. It was the dog. The cat has not been officially cleared, but at this point, I don't think anybody has. Want to know something that might be interesting to you? Sleuthie, everything you say is interesting to me. Okay, let me pull up this one. So they said that Becky Patty
their daily motto
says this at the interview where they're sitting at the kitchen table or the kitchen bar. How about the video of apparently BP saying they've got our girls on the news? I believe I heard that. No one can seem to find this. Anyone remember that? Let's add it to the list. I have heard that and never seen it said. I've heard it though, but never seen it. Oh, that's hip hop. We're going to go down a whole nother rabbit hole. By March 14th, 2017, Brad Holder got a new truck, got a new phone, was meeting with landlords to move, and put down his dog he had for 17 years. Aww. Hi, Copfax. Not directed at this channel or chat. The highest form of ignorance is when you reject something you don't know anything about. That's a great quote. Well, I have the screenshots, Jamil, of his quote saying it, and then I have the redacted screenshots of where they remove it, and then I have a screenshot of a conversation that somebody had with Robert Ives that said that he never said it. Okay, so let's take a look through here. They say that Becky Patty says it. Now, I have not gone through and watched it yet. So we're going to do it together. If you can't hear it, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to play it. Like I said, we don't need to play any of the other stuff. Just go through, because I think this is the first time that Becky's talking from the table. This is what somebody told me. So it was probably one of you guys who commented in after that live where I was like, that's one of my questions. So we're going to see. I've said he never said it. Yeah.
Together a batch of cookies like nobody. She'd come in, have it done in half an hour or so, have cookies laid out for everybody to eat the rest of the night.
These days, Libby's paintings, Libby's photography, Libby's skills on first base are sources of comfort. Then there's the use of sticky notes, another look into her soul.
She left me one day a note in my sun visor. I love you. Thank you for all you do for me and Kelsey. She made Christmas gifts for some of her teachers. Just kind of cute. She used, for her science teacher, she used the element table and made little blocks and spelled out teacher for her teacher.
That's cool. Yeah, she called me one day. I'd given her some money for some item at school or function. It was probably a $10 bill or something. So she called me up and said, Grandpa, with the change, can I give it to somebody else or somebody who needs something here at school? And I said, well, sure. Sure you can. So it's just the way she worked.
The Patties wanted to share these jars. They say they're filled with love. They contain messages from Libby's classmates.
Narita was always so smiley and happy. You are a very good swimmer, and I won't forget that. And she was so sweet and nice. Knowing she's gone is really hard. I miss her so much.
So I
No
know
one's ever going to bring him back. It's our job to fight, to keep it out there, to do whatever it takes to find this person or persons that has done this to them. This is our job now.
Full time.
Yes, it is.
Never ends.
Think about it from the time you get up to the time you go to bed.
Libby dreamed of becoming a science teacher. She was also interested in solving crimes or finding cures. Her curiosity in the sciences was serious business. She attended several classes up the road at Purdue University. Not far from here, the grandparents of 13-year-old Abby Williams are also heartbroken. Papa and Mima.
that's a good interview, but not what we're looking for right now. So because we're on a time crunch, I'm just going to keep going. Like I said, I have not gone through and listened to this yet, so some of the stuff isn't necessarily relevant to the conversation we're having, but obviously it's all still very important. Okay. That's right here.
There's never going to be true justice for us because you can't bring the girls back.
You could bring closure to this portion of the case.
To close your eyes and listen to that voice. But if you can stop him, that's the best we can do.
1 minute. Abby's family was looking forward to softball season. Her mother, her grandparents, and members of her stepdad's family all played softball.
It's amazing, isn't it?
The global grief with Delphi's daughters and the heartfelt messages.
Somebody out there knows. I'm just asking them, please make the call.
Smart. Take a look at the purple and
Colorado, Lakeland, Florida, the Netherlands, Australia, from Indianapolis. Although I do not know anyone in Delphi, I would like to give the families this money. These are what we're getting. Denison, Texas, Lafayette, California, Lockport, Louisiana. It's amazing, isn't it? Our hearts go out to you in your time of sorrow. We have children and know how hard this would be if it were our child. Oh, I'd love to meet him. Thank them for the prayers and the support sent with loving memories of your little girl.
Okay, unless there's more to this interview, I don't think it's here.
They all made cards. Here's a Fort Myers, Florida. No, we don't
Is
know
this
these
in
people.
parts by chance?
We've had a couple from England. It's quite humbling. They think we're this special.
nearly 3,000 people called Delphi home.
To bring them back, then we can do this to at least have a little piece of them here all the time.
The Libby and Abby Softball Park Fund is being managed by the Carroll County Community Foundation. You can mail a donation to P.O. Box 538.
Yeah, I don't think it's in this one because this is now the
Delphi,
end.
Indiana.
Somebody just block that account, please. Hi, I try the people episode. I have to. I swear, one day, I need you to decide that you're going to come live with me and just break down. I've watched your last video probably at least 3 times, and then probably more if you add all the little parts and pieces I watched over and over again. Sometimes, like your stuff is just so like above my intelligence level that I'm like, I think I get it, and then I go back and watch it, and I'm like, no, maybe I don't get it. I need you to be ready to come live and say, this is all the shit that I know and what I'm putting out in the world. That's what I need you to do. Because I'm like, I freaking love your videos, but there's like, it's like they're so in depth that I'm like, I don't even know if I think I miss all of it because everything is there. And then I'm like, I have to watch it over and over again. One day, you're going to do that. Hi, Who Dis. I have the old specials all recorded on my drive and on DVR. I'm going to rewatch them all tonight. Ooh, that would be very good. Okay. Okay, no, sweet dude, I want the one where she says that Libby had her phone, not Libby's phone, that Libby had, Becky says Libby had her phone. No, but I mean, but so much smarter. Hard candy. It's like way smarter. Okay, so somebody had said it was in this one. It is not in this one. So just FYI, it has to be somewhere else. So I said to check the people one. I don't know what that one is. Check the people one. Is it that same interview, but it says people? This is in... Hold on. Let me see if I can go back to my playlist and see real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to go because I'm going to go on because I want to be able to type up all these comments that people are putting in chat. But I thought that maybe we could find that one real quick and I wouldn't even have to add it to the list, but that didn't work. So let me see people one. Let me see if I can see what you're talking about. Delphi lead investigator. Delphi murders are unlikely. The Delphi daughters, the untold story. I thought maybe one was like a people one. People is they have our girls. Okay. Yeah, way above my intelligence level. Or might be confused from it being an interview or talking at a festival. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to the list so we can start adding. So here's the ones I already have on here, and now I'm going to add this one where Becky says, Libby had Becky's phone. I'm not going to stop asking. Hi, Teresa. Discussing the Mandela effect is a very good idea. T would be very qualified to show the relationship of the phenomenon in this case. Right. People magazine series. Okay. I'll double check that too. I'll double check the People magazine series. Maybe it's got some stuff in there that can help answer some of these questions. So this is what I added in. People magazine. So my first one was the girls at Walmart the weekend prior, which would be 10, 11, 12. I recall, and I'm going to check the interview. This stream is making me doubt my sanity. I'm going to check the interview with Grandpa, Abby's grandpa, because I remember him saying, maybe it wasn't him. This is why I have to go back and check sources. I remember something about him saying that he took Abby to get a new baseball mitt. Or maybe it was Anna that said that her dad did that. Okay, my other one was Bryden Sandifer at the house, at the Patty's house on Saturday or Sunday night, or Tara's house? Oh, the problem is I heard it straight from the sources when this all began. I know that's why I want to chat with you, because I know that you have a lot from right at the very beginning. It was Grandpa. I remember that. So he said that, but did he take Libby with him? Did he take Libby with him? Or was it just Abby? So that's one of them. We're both girls at Walmart, because one of the new things that's also coming out and being talked about is that there is a video that the girls took when they were at Walmart. But I only remember Grandpa taking Abby. We should add the one from today. Richard Allen. Let's just put RA. RA confessed to healthcare worker at Westville. Nope. I don't want that. We'll just put that. Just Abby, from what you know. Abby, and they stayed at a hotel. It sounded like just Abby. Okay, so if then found the grandpa one. I think I have it in here actually. If it's not very long, we'll just watch it. I just don't want to do too many videos right now, like I said, because it's
Abigail, the
we're on a time crunch. Hi, Frank Meister.
only granddaughter I had. I knew this was going to happen. But I would introduce her as my granddaughter, my best friend.
Cliff Williams, Mrs., his best friend. His granddaughter Abby was his shopping sidekick. His fellow moviegoer. Toy Story was tops. And they enjoyed the classic television comedy.
The Andy Griffith Show.
Their favorite episode, the one in which a goat accidentally eats dynamite and sends Mayberry into a frenzy.
Watch it, Barney. Yep. I still watch Andy every day when I get home from work.
I'm talking and telling you guys sorry that I did that. I didn't mean to do that, and sorry.
Every day.
Here. This will make it easier for me to control what we're actually listening to.
Daughter I had. Abigail, the only granddaughter I had. I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, him crying is what he's talking about. I knew this was going to happen, that he was going to get too emotional. Not that he knew this was going to happen with Abby. He's just saying that he knew he was going to he knew he was going to end up being too emotional during the interview.
Introduce her as my granddaughter, my best friend.
Cliff Williams,
Son, when I get home, I'll watch a couple of episodes, but I always think of her when I'm watching them, because she's right there with me.
All the time?
All the time.
After Abby decided she wanted to play softball like her friend Libby, Grandpa drove to Delphi. That was the weekend before the tragedy near the Monon High Bridge.
She called early in the week and said, Grandpa, I'm all signed up for girls softball, and I'd like you to come down and take me shopping for a glove and a bat and shoes. And it was so warm down here. We got back to the hotel and we played catch out in the parking lot with her new glove. And then we went to the park and I got to pitch to her, hit her some flies, the whole old grandpa thing.
Among their last conversations, Grandpa shared this advice.
I told Abby, I said, you just got to work hard, practice. You might not get to play a lot, but just be part of it and work at it, and you will get it. And that's how we left it. She was so excited about it, to be on a team with Libby and do all that.
Every year around the 4th of July, Abby spent a week at church camp in Michigan after spending 7 days with Grandpa. Their memorable outings included fireworks in Grand Rapids and horseback riding at the Double J Ranch. Following Abby's death, Grandpa made a tough decision. He honored their annual tradition by arranging for a riderless second horse wrapped in a wreath representing Abby's and Libby's favorite colors. Like in years past, he spent an hour on the trails.
It was really neat.
It was something you had to do.
Yeah. It was hard. Oh. That was the hardest thing this summer, was that.
But you did it because
I loved her so much.
you still love her.
Yeah.
That love,
Okay, so he came down and stayed at a hotel in Monticello, and she went and they went to Walmart. They went to Walmart. I don't know why I'm saying they went to Walmart. Okay. Because that's the whole thing about the Walmart. Now I'm doing exactly what I don't like. She stayed with him at the hotel. They went and got her new baseball mitt, ball, glove, all that stuff. Now my question was, did they go to that Walmart? And is that what the whole thing is about that? And I think I have Apophis just said it is a little bit misleading, because when they say the weekend before, it's actually that weekend. It's the 12th. It is the 11th, 12th that happened. But I actually wrote it that way too. So I guess for me, I kind of understood it. Weekend prior. It's not the weekend prior. It's that weekend. It's that 3-day weekend. But because it was a Monday that they went missing, I say weekend prior because that was the one right there. Okay. Oh gosh, I know. He gets me. I'm a grandpa. Hi, Junior. I'm a grandpa. This would absolutely break your heart. And he's like that. She was my best friend. I know. A riderless horse. Okay, so let me see. My understanding is Abby met Libby at the park while with Anna, and they arranged the sleepover at Libby's. So I don't think Libby was at the Walmart, is my whole thing there. That just Abby was. So just Abby, and I'll change the coloration and put this into a better spreadsheet when we're done, but just Abby with GPAW. Okay, so yeah, that's why I said I'll make it a better one. So there's 2 Walmarts. There's 2. So here's an interesting thing. Obviously, this was in 2017, but Richard Allen worked for Walmart. We know that. Logan Maxwell worked for Walmart. My first stop in Monticello is Walmart. I don't think that's right. Which part, Shelly? I don't know that. Thanks, Dusty. I don't know, Tornado. Okay, so why did People Magazine Investigate say they were found by following footprints directly to the crime scene where they were found? The family participated in that show. Well, I think it's tough because did they participate in saying that though? That would be great, Shelly. If you could find out if he had Libby too. So my understanding, this is probably just goes along with this. My understanding of the timeline is that Libby spent the night at Tara's on Friday night. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong on this timeline. On Friday night in a friend's house on Saturday. Tara, her aunt Tara. Video surveillance was before on a weekend. I do know both girls were at Monticello. Oh, but that is actually the weekend before? Not that weekend. So like February, what would that be, 5th? Ish? 4th, 5th, 6th? What is it right there? That would actually be weekend prior. So let's figure out if we can find a source to that both girls were at a Walmart at some time within the week. That either the actual prior weekend or that weekend. So this kind of leads into Bryden being at the house on Saturday or Sunday night. I cannot find where I saw that Bryden. I think Bryden spent the night at Tara's house. But then there's the conversations that I'm finding now that say Bryden was actually at the Patty's house on Sunday night. I was told somebody else, but there are two versions. Lynn, that's the kind of how Grandpa made it seem when they in that interview. Now, did they just throw that picture in there? I don't know, but he says he was able to throw the ball back and forth with her at the parking lot at the hotel, and the news or the interviewer puts that picture up. Okay, so this is another one I'm trying to figure out where the heck, and is it even relevant? I don't know. The only reason I think it's relevant is because he was supposedly one of the kids that was supposed to go with. Yes, that is the hotel parking lot. Okay. So I'm just going to go through a couple that I have. If you guys have answers saying this, like I said, because I have to hop off to go take my daughter to gymnastics in just a little bit. I have two versions of everything. Bryden was a friend of the girls. Bryden was also a friend of Tara's kids, Aunt Tara's kids, so Libby's cousins. Unless they didn't know. You'd think. I don't know. This is where I get really confused, Kay, because I don't know. I mean, why did we think that Abby had on, or Libby had on sweatpants for 15 or for 7 years? No, so the time when she was with Grandpa, the time that Abby was with Grandpa was the 11th to the 12th. Now, is it possible that there is a trip to Walmart the weekend of the 5th? The weekend of the 5th, and like I said, I don't know. Just the weekend, the actual weekend before. It probably will end up turning into that, just so we can sit here and go through and try to just debunk all the shit or find where it was. Maybe you guys are talking like a lot. Maybe I need to finish the damn video I was making where I was putting all the family interviews together, and then we could actually probably debunk most of this shit before we even make a fucking list. I probably should have done that. Maybe I did it backwards. I don't have to go yet, but we have a little bit longer. But I just, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on each one. Where did it come up that there was a confession, that Richard Allen's confession was on an iPad, and then he broke his iPad? Does anybody know that one? I am. Yep. And Dark Arts with Adrian's going to do it with me. So I just got to get with her, and we got to pick a date to do it. Remember, my King of Kings, I have lots of things in my brain that I'm going to do. I just have to. Did that come? Hi, Ariel. Did that come from the warden during that? Okay. During the hearing in June? Okay, let me put that on here. June hearing. The Walmart visit I'm talking about was Becky Patty. The girls were seen talking to a boy. He was from school. It wasn't anything. Ooh. You see, his confession was all in one sentence, according to his attorney. Yeah. Okay, you ready? Okay. After April 3rd, Alan reportedly began to go days without eating and refused to sleep. The warden said Alan began to act strangely. He would wet down paperwork given to him by his attorneys and eat it. Yeah, but where did he break? Where does it come from that he broke? Okay, your comment got cut. He's also quit making phone calls when previously he would make up to 2 calls a day. He even broke the tablet he used to make calls and send texts. Where's that from, Lynn? Is that from like an article? I think the iPad was broken around the time he had the That's in the big doc dump. Okay. KG said she was going through Libby's phone. Earlier that day, BP stated she could not get Libby to answer KG's phone. Oh, I thought it was opposite. I thought KG told Becky she couldn't get her to answer her phone. LG was using KG's phone as a temp. BP and KG talked about having LG's phone on video. Do you know where? Where did they talk about that? Letters from jail. Prison guards accused of calling Richard Allen kid killer. Wife had to abandon home for safety. Box 59. Okay, I'll take a look. Was it the motion? Comes from a hearing about moving him. They said he broke his iPad, so had to replace it. Nick State's response is where all the confession stuff was in. And not eating, not sleeping, not calling anyone. We have a bunch of broken phones and tablets in my house, none broken purposely. Yeah, so I'm wondering, like, where does it come from that he broke it? So that's why we'll figure that one out then, because it looks like there's you guys, quite a few of you have that from documentation. Okay. Fingerprint on a forehead, lost. That there was a fingerprint taken from forehead of one of the girls and then it got lost. That's one. Ron Logan failed the polygraph. Yes, we need a central depository of documents, Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, organized really well. Then interactive chart can link to some of those documents, but all of the pleadings and affidavits. I'm working on an organized Google Drive of all the documents. It's one of the things that I'm working on. I know Sleuthy probably has a better one than I do. Okay, so Ron Logan failed a polygraph. I don't know where that came from. I do know he took a polygraph. I just don't know where it came from that he failed it. Logan Maxwell. This is actually one of mine that I swear in my head, I remember there being a conversation with, I thought it was their friend Max, but I'm thinking I'm wrong now, where they said that Logan Maxwell was the OG catfish, the 19-year-old that Libby was supposedly talking to. Do you guys remember that? Look above. Okay, I'm going up, Lambert. I'm going up. Hi, BH. Shit, Lambert, where is it? Oh yeah, he did say that, but I'd already heard that before, and I just don't know. I don't know where it came from. Yeah, see, that's what I remember. I thought it was Max, but the freaking deer finding the bodies story. Well, that's Jake Johns. Jake Johns is the one who said that he saw the deer. LeRon Logan is guilty, guys, might be the best bet to have the earliest source on a polygraph rumor. Okay, Kelsey remembers seeing a dark-colored SUV parked where she dropped off the girls, but she didn't think anything of it and can't recall any details of it. But later in another interview, she actually states that it's not a big deal because they already know who that belonged to. The only person who was at the trails before her would have been Betsy Blair. So I don't know if Betsy Blair owned a black SUV with stickers. Said he got it from a source. Rumor on the thumbprint. But how do we know they lost it? Okay, so then these we added while we were live. They've got our girls. So if anybody can find that interview, I've actually heard it in 2 different places. I've heard that she says it like on the news. I've also heard that she's saying it while they're in the, like her and Mike Patty are in the background of an interview. Not a background of an interview, but a background of a news like recording of during the search, and they're like leaning up against a car. So those are 2 things to try to figure out. It came from Max. It did come from Max. You could get ice, baby. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm almost done. And then Libby had Becky's phone. I'll keep searching for that one. RA confessed to the healthcare worker. That one just came up today. Okay, so we got about, how much longer do I have? About 16, 17 minutes. Will you put debunked on your Prezi? I can, yeah. Do you guys like the Prezi? I don't know. I mean, I've been updating it, not nearly as much as I was before. I have added some stuff to it. I need to get back to putting more and more on there. If you guys like it, then I'll do it. Okay, so vehicles interest me. Okay, so let's go back to your guys' questions. So I can just add them here really quickly, and then we can start working on what we can find. Correct. That's my thought too. And then Tara and Becky both are there almost at the same time. Love the Prezi. Okay, thank you. Good. True. Okay, McCain Kings, they should have when he was in Westville. Okay, so some of the questions that you guys had up here, some of the things that you want to look for or we need to figure out, you guys are going to have to repeat them, or I'm going to have to go back into the chat once it uploads. The cool chart. It's so not done. I know. I've got to get back to finishing it. I can go back through the live chat and just see what questions you guys had that I did not add on here, though. That's what I'm thinking, that she's the only one that would have been there. I love the Prezi, but it needs all the info. Yeah, I know, it does. It makes it so much easier for me because I'm like, wait a minute, I think I already have that in here. Like I can just go straight to it, you know? Like I can just go in and find the things that I want. Yeah, it's Prezi is like, it's the website that allows you to make it. Phones pinging all over town. Well, we know that interview comes from Mike Patty. We have that interview. So he's the one who says phones pinging all over town. I don't, who dis. I think it was on Facebook, right? And I think they took it down. I have a screenshot talking about that they're going to do a Q&A, but I don't have it. Sounds so morbid, but yeah, the guy would have noticeable blood on him. He would stand out. Would he really allow himself to be seen? Makes me think. Well, the only other thing is that if one of the outer layers, because he does look like he's wearing layers, if an outer layer is taken off and being carried or something like that, but then wouldn't somebody notice he's carrying a jacket? People also keep asking, saying RA is the one who started talking about the Odinists, but his lawyer said he never even heard of them till they saw the prison guards wearing patches. the lawyers, well, this is when we talk about, okay, this comes down to who people trust. Who do people trust? If people don't trust the defense, they think the defense is lying. If people trust the defense, then they take what the defense says. That's just it's an absolute trust game. So I'm sure that that's a simple, one of them is telling the group of people, hey, hold on, I lost that. Richard Allen, they're going to do what Richard Allen wants them to do. I heard Libby's powered up at like 3:15 a.m. So there's an interview that is done with the guy from the fire department, and I think this goes in with just how Delphi rolls, so with the weird things that they say and how they say them. He says that Lesenby called him at like 2 a.m. and the phone, they had gotten the girl's last phone ping, and he wanted to go back out and search because it was at the location that they were last reported being at, the bridge. And so then it became the girl's phone pinged at 2 a.m. But ultimately, I believe it's really that the girl at 2 a.m., Lesenby had gotten the last ping from the girl's cell phone, which was at 5 p.m. And the 5 p.m. ping is by the bridge, but he didn't get the ping until 2 a.m. And that's when he called the fire department guy. My question has always been, how did they not find him when they were right there at the end of a recognized trail, the 501 trail, I believe? Well, they're at the end of that side trail. Is that actually considered yeah, trust no one, question anything. Is that actually considered a trail, though? You can go with just Abby with Grandpa. I can't find the proof it was her and Libby yet, but I will. Okay. Well, shit. Yeah, don't. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Hi, Newwood. He was still wearing his perfectly intact blue jacket after. I second that because they had infrared cameras in the choppers and still didn't see them. That's super strange. It is really strange. And why didn't anybody ever hear them? If they source a deposition, doesn't matter if state or defense, there is substantially likelihood that that was the testimony. Too easy to get blasted by the other side. Well, that's kind of where I'm at. Like there's things that both sides, they obviously they both sides have a job to do. But I think that saying that their job is on the legal side not the same, it is. One side is to give you a theory that he did it. The other side's job is to give you a theory that he didn't do it. They're all looking at the same pieces, hopefully, of evidence, and then they're telling you what they interpret from that evidence. It's private property. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was called anything. The Becky told Ellie to look into BH due to Odinism rumor. Well, we need Purdy's report for that. Because Purdy's the one who says that she told him that. Now, I emailed you YouTube link to Becky and Tara's interview on Web Sleuths. Okay, perfect. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me see if I have time. Steve, since the defense requested money for expert witnesses, I think they will speedy trial it soon. I hope. Ah, shit, I hope so too. Well, I think now that they are going to have they're going to have the depositions like Friday. This Friday, they're having all their depositions, or they're starting them. They have the hearing. They have to turn all that over by the 7th. They have the hearing on the 18th. Once that's said and done, that's it. They're done. They're ready. They're going to trial. Was it the 8th? One was the 7th, one was the 8th, that they had to have all the discovery, all the defense discovery turned over to the prosecutors. So yeah, I think they're going to file pretty quick, or they're going to stick with the October date, because I think once everything keeps going, I'd be surprised if they do try to move it up. But I shouldn't say I'd be surprised, because I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, it's kind of already there, and we're already so quickly approaching it. Oh, sorry, Travis. Shit, Lambert, did you really? Okay, hold on. Is it this one? You do not go through all that staging and forget the phone. Well, I agree. I agree with that too. Yeah, I think I know what trail you're talking about. It's the one that starts at the north end of the bridge and goes off to the left. I just don't think it's actually a titled trail. I don't know though. I just don't think it is. They put the infrared. I think it was a drone or something along those lines. The helicopters are flying. The news helicopter, the one that we always look at all the footage of, is that's actually after they were found. She worked at the vet's office. She was not a veterinarian. She worked at the vet's office, though, the Horizon vet. Always said ritualistic. I'd always heard ritualistic. I'd always heard that about the crime scene since the very first thing I can even remember. Criminality. The clip of Becky is on the local news, day 1, 13th, standing on the trail and stating they have our girls. I've seen it. Unsure if still available, but many people remember it. I want to find it. It's got to be there somewhere, or at least a link to it. Even if we can find the link to it. You know, like if somebody put it in there and said, like, you know, in a Facebook group, they put the link and they're like, oh my gosh, Becky Patty just said they have our girls, or something like that. Even if we can find the link, that will be helpful. Hey, Sandy, they are. Yeah, they're working off of Ferenczi, Click, and Murphy's FBI investigation. That's pretty much what they're saying. And they're saying that he went in and said, or that Click sent a letter to McClelland saying, hey, can somebody tell me that you guys have more than what we had? Okay, so I'll go back through, I'll look at all the questions that you guys did put in here, add them to the list. It's more like just like I said, just the rumors and stuff that we don't know where they originated from. What can we figure out? I do think it would probably be beneficial of me to finish splicing together all the family's interviews that I have. But if you guys come across any of these articles, anything that shows one way or the other that we're right, wrong, whatever it is, might be season 5, episode 4 of People Magazine Investigates. I'm going to look at that. I'll look at that tonight too. So if you guys come across anything like that, or if you have any other questions or things that pop up, stick it in the comment section of the live. I'll add it. And if you're on replay later, I'll add it to the live. I do have to hop off to go take her. I hope that some of this information was helpful. I know it doesn't actually do anything for looking more into the case, except for just trying to figure some shit out and putting out info that we don't have to worry about it being right or wrong. We already had it. You know what I mean? A list of local news sources might be a help. They would have run the most stuff, then it spreads from there. Yeah, but I can't find where she actually said it. That's kind of where I'm at, BH. I want to know if she actually said it and what context. I want to be able to find the damn thing. Sent you a video about the trails, pretty good details. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So if you guys have it, you can, if you want, you can comment the link under the video. If you want to send me an email, you can send me an email. If you have me on Facebook, you can just find me on Facebook, send it there. Just trying to figure out any of those things that we can figure out where they came from, debunk them, show that they're correct, whatever. I doubt it. It was just Abby. Grandpa Becky just got back to me. Okay, what about the weekend before, Shelly? What about the weekend before? I thought it was just Abby. This rumor busting project is at risk of ending up in a Discord. Well, I haven't even looked to see what the responses are to my Reddit shit earlier. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. I thank you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe if Adrian's available, we can do that live tomorrow. Weekend before, like the weekend of the 5th. Did Becky take Abby and Libby the weekend before, around the 5th, to Walmart in Monticello or Lafayette? That's the question. And if she did, which one of those two? All right, I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for hanging out and helping work through all these things and listening to me vent at the very beginning of this. You're available? Okay, well, let's do it tomorrow then. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's do it tomorrow, Adrian. I'll set it up. I'll get in contact with you. Thank you, guys. So tomorrow, Adrian's going to come on. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Go enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Now I want to talk to Shelly. All right. Bye, everybody.